Hi, I'm David Bosca, Pitmaster, Butcher BBQ. After 34 years of butchering, they're softening. It's time to hang up my knives and become a barbecuer. What we're going to start with is the poblano pepper. Now, I'm a two-time world barbecue champion. This is cooking very nice. This will be the hit of the party. Look at that. Oh my goodness. These videos are going to show you what a butcher looks for. That is scrumptious. And it'll give you the best cuts of meat for your grill. Woo! Trust your butcher. Today we're going to do boneless pork loins. What I want to show you is what I, a butcher, looks for when I'm picking out a pork loin. First thing I look for is the color of the meat itself, okay? I don't want a piece of pork that is extremely pale, but I do want a little bit of this darkness in it. The second thing I look for is not necessarily all this outside fat, but I want to look at marbling. Marbling is these striations. What that does, that keeps the pork moist, and it'll help with the tenderness and mostly the flavor. And I'm not referring to the main back fat that's on the other side. I'll show you about that in a minute. First thing I do after I take it out of the package is I want to look for any bone fragments or any exterior meat that I don't want to cook. Feeling it is the best way to do that. I find a little bone fragment right here. We're going to trim this off. And the rest of it is just fine. We're going to flip it over and I'm going to show you how to cut pork chops right off the bat. On this end of the pork loin is where, if you was cutting in beef, it'd be a New York strip steak. But this is just going to be a pork chop. We're going to cut all the way down, all the way through. It's about a 1-inch pork chop, just like so. Show you what those look like. You'll see. And let your knife do the job. You don't want to just push straight down. As you see, it's a little saw action, and that's what allows your knife to do the work. Cutting it down and out, as you see, just like this. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to cut some butterfly pork chops. This one we don't go all the way through. We only go about 3/4. Same thickness as the original pork chops. Then we'll go over an equal amount, and then we'll cut it all the way through. What that does, that allows these to stay connected on the bottom side. We'll open it up and it gives a beautiful, large butterfly pork chop. That'll make a wonderful meal right there. What we're going to do on the next set is I'm going to do what we call pocket pork chops. We're going to go straight down, straight back, and then we're going to cut it off. Straight down, all the way back. And what that does, that allows us, I'm going to open it up just a little bit more. I think it needs it. That opens it up, but it doesn't do the butterfly effect. This way we can put stuff inside the center and change the meal. If you like stuffed pork chops, if you want an apple stuffed pork chop, there's so many different things you can do with this, okay? But that's going to be a stuffed pork chop. This way you can stuff them and change the meal completely and still be able to cook all out on the grill and not ever turn on an oven inside your house. The next thing we're going to do some boneless country style ribs. What I love about these is they're very lean, and there's a lot of things you can do with them once they're on the grill. Right here out of the center, I'm going to cut it approximately 1 1/4 inches. And then what you'll do is lay it down flat. It's pretty simple so far. Now take your knife and go all the way through and cut it once again. What that's going to do is open it up, and it's going to make them like this. And the real beauty of these is, if you like pork kebabs, this is the perfect meat that you can cut them into small chunks like this, take those chunks and kebab them along with your vegetables, and that'll make a great meal. Some people will even take, for easy handling, and make a Korean style rib. They will kebab, put a skewer all the way through, which a lot of times they'll split it. That way it becomes an easier finger food while they're serving. So just remember, you can do this many different ways, but this allows a handle for your meal. What's left on this pork loin is nothing to be worried about. This is, in my opinion, the best part. This is where you'll get, if it was beef, a ribeye steak. So on this end, you can get ribeye chops or leave it whole and smoke it, okay? And you can have a smoked pork loin. So either way, it is very easy, and you can smoke it whole and then cut it into chops. But let's cut this and let's get some beautiful chops out of it. These we're gonna cut really thick. There's nothing wasted. As I stated in the beginning, what you want to look for is these striations. This is the marbling in the meat. That's what's going to keep it very tasty and extremely moist. We're going to cut them all the way through, as you see. Even when we get down to this end piece, that's not a waste. You can always grill it and save it for the end, and that can make some wonderful stew right there.
Coming up on the next episode of Trust Your Butcher.
Now that we've got this pork loin ready for everybody's plate, I'm going to show you what my favorite spice is for each cut of meat.